Howdy, folks. It is quite late on a Thursday evening, but we always like to get our information out the day before when it comes down to the Gqeberha meeting. We've got a double header, Fairview. We've got the turf on Friday. We've got the poly track on Monday. And in between those is the big Marshall's World of Sport Gold Cup meeting on Saturday at Hollywood Bets Gravel. We've got our Going for Gold promotion, which runs for the 4 days, including Sunday at Kenilworth. And just a little bit about that before we welcome Nino Podesta to the show. You basically, I'm looking at the time now, got between 15 and 16 hours to get on board if you haven't already. These are selling like hotcakes, the 250 Rand subscriptions for the weekend. If I haven't got back to you, or if our team hasn't got back to you, you're sure to hear from us within the next 24 hours before we certainly start our Clocking the Gallop Extra weekend. So your banking details that you'll need are our FNB current account number, 6290 552 8321. Once you do the payment, send us your deposit slip and proof of payment to our email address, clockingthegallop@gmail.com, or simply WhatsApp it through to us on 079 390 5747 and tell us how you want us to send that information through to you. Do you want it via email? Do you want it via WhatsApp? Those are the two modes of communication that we've got for you. I can tell you that the team are sweating it out and will be over the next 4 days, because that's what we do, hey, Nino? That's what we enjoy doing. We enjoy finding the winners. It's a challenge for us. It wasn't a bad day today out at Turffontein. It was a fairly good day. I think Lyle was in a bit of form, which is always good. But welcome to you, and a lovely weekend of racing ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Nico. Yes, looking forward to the weekend racing, especially on Saturday at Gravel. And Lyle was good today. I thought he was more than average, above average, and he did catch the last quartet as well, I think.
That's right.
You mentioned.
Yeah. That's right. He rovered the two horses, I think, ran third and fourth, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
And it was a good day. So, you know, it was lovely to see. But we are focused now on the racing at Fairview on the turf track. I just want to quickly remind people that there are only two scratchings on the card. They're both in race 5, and they are both the reserve runners, Essos and Flinders Range 17 and 18. I just want to quickly tell you as well that Keenan Stain is not riding, and that the track condition as it stands now is good to soft. They've had 11 millimeters of rain in Gqeberha in the last 7 days. The going's good to soft, but they're not expecting rain tomorrow. It is going to be overcast though.
Okay, let's hope it stays on the turf tomorrow.
Yeah, we don't need another change of surface, although last week didn't work out too badly. Okay, let's run through 9 races on the card, and Nino's going to take us through his selections. Nino's got a buy pot for us, and funny enough, he's got a best bet and a value bet that when he said it and when he sent it to me, I automatically agreed with him. So I'm very happy to say that I'm quite chuffed with the fact that Nino has come through with that value bet, which comes up pretty late in the day. Right, let's go to race number 1. It's a maiden juvenile plate for fillies. It's over 1,000 meters. And Nino, you're going for the Candace Bass Robinson yard here with number 1, Absolute Pleasure.
Hello, Nico, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so race 1, I think Absolute Pleasure is going to be very hard to beat on form. Keep your eye out on the first timer, number 4, Lady Cartouche, very well bred horse. And I'm looking for improvement from number 7, Mimea. And besides those, I don't see much else in the race. So very strong on number 1, Candace Bass to open the meeting. But keep your eye out on the market. So on the market moves on number 4, and check if there's any money for it. Very well bred horse.
Okay, so that's Nino's take on the opening race. I believe that the horse will be hard to beat. Candace Bass Robinson, Aldo de Meyer were in good form last weekend, and this horse is now 6-10, and basically 5.5, 6-10. Absolute Pleasure tipped to beat Mimea at 6-1. Let's move on to race number 2. Before we do that, just to tell you that number 1, McTavish has a compression mask on, and Ryan Munger rides number 7, Opening Ceremony. Right, your selection here, Nino, 5, 6, 9, 1 are the top 4 home for you. You're going for Global Beat to beat Into the Storm. On the subject of Global Beat and Alan Creef, this is the final meeting for veteran rider Greg Sheen in the Eastern Cape. Now, I'm sure that Alan Creef will be doing a lot of talking tomorrow in terms of saying thank you to Greg for the service that he's provided him over the years as his stable rider. It's very sad to see Greg Sheen go. He's one of the country's top riders. And I'm sure that Greg, knowing him, will want to ride as many winners on the card as he possibly can, Nino.
Yes, I'm sure he does, especially for Alan. And like you say, very sad to see him leave. He's a top rider in PE, and actually he's a top rider all over the country, a top jockey, and very, very sad to see him leaving. And hopefully Alan can get an able replacement for him. It's going to be difficult, Nico. You know, I mean, Sheen has been on top of his game in PE. If you just go back on the record, he must have ridden hundreds of winners. So I think he rode more winners in PE than he has in other centres. As for, you know, so he's been at the top of his game there, riding very well for Greef. It's going to be hard to replace him, but I'm sure Greef will find someone that's going to fill Greg Sheen's boots. So I think on form, going back to this race, I think this is a horse to beat. Looking for a bit of improvement from the well-bred number 6 into the Storm, the Futura by Winters out of Western Winter. 2 fair runs. It's a very weak field. I've been very disappointed with McTavish, and I've tipped him for 4th. And then I think the younger horse getting the allowance, Demi, could be there or thereabouts. So I'm going with the 5 to beat 6 and 9, and then maybe the 1 in the back ends of a quartet.
Okay, on we move to the 3rd race, opening leg of the place accumulator. Race 2 was the start of the Bipot. So race 3 is the start of the PA. It's a maiden plate fillies and mares, 1,400 meters. And here, let's look at the changes first before we ask you for your selection. Here, just a compression mask on number 8, Red Sphere. And if we go to the selection, you're tipping that for 2nd. You've gone for number 6, Eclair, ahead of Red Sphere, and Flowers of Nike 3rd.
Well, I hope I'm right. I'm making an absolute boat race, Janika. I've gone preferably, a slight preference for Eclair. Well-bred horse. I think last time on the Poly, you know, wasn't disappointing, but I fancied it to actually win last time out. So she's had the benefit of a run around the bend, where Red Sphere has only been running up the straight. So for that reason, I'm going for the 6 to beat the 8. 3rd and 4th could go anywhere. Maybe number 7, Flowers of Night for 3rd, and then number 2, which is St. Patrick's Day for 4th.
Okay, we're moving on to the pick 6 now. 4th race, the opening leg, 1 p.m. for a fillies and mares 86 handicap over 7 furlongs. In the 4th race, having a look here, there are no changes. So it comes up all clear. Race number 4 is clear from a changes perspective. Phoenix, again for Alan Greef and Greg Sheen. This horse a bit costly to follow the last couple of runs, but we're sticking with our guns that she'll oblige.
Nick, I think coming back down to the 1,400, I think that could be the trick for this horse. It should have won, you know, when it ran 4th to Santa Teresa, it was very unlucky that day. It should have won that race. And then she ran a short head behind Unsailor over the 1,400, maybe the 1,600, maybe just a slight to fall last time. Back over the 14, well drawn it. This is definitely the horse to beat. You know, you take this horse out the race, it becomes wide open. But I do believe that Phoenix is definitely the horse to beat. The dangers could be Envy Dance, Kiss of Life, and then number 4. which is
Sweet for Sound. Yeah. Okay, so 1724. Nino's quite big on the chances of Phoenix from a good draw. Has to shoulder top weight, 61.5 kilos, but she has been disappointing. Could atone and make amends on Friday. Race 5. Let's move into the first leg of the first jackpot at 20-2. It's a merit-rated 78 handicap over a mile. Race 5, the changes are the scratching 17 and 18, which we mentioned at the top of the show. And then that's it really for the 5th race. Big field. And your top selection is Coffee Break for Zietsman and Pilasande and Corley. Coffee Break is tipped to beat number 9, Al Romiachi. 6, Irish Rain for 3rd. And then you've gone 12, Gold Rock for 4th. But this looks a bit more open.
Yeah, Nico, a very, very trappy race. I'm going a little bit with a bit of a value horse here, Coffee Break. Slight concern, she's got a bit of a wide draw to overcome, but she has won a maiden over course and distance. Last time she ran against much stronger in that feature behind Hand Solo. Before that, she beat Came Line and Soda, and I think she could be a bit of value here. If she overcomes the draw, she likes to run to the front, a strong front runner. If she gets to the front with not taking too much effort or out of it, I think she could just about go start to finish here. But this is a very trappy race. I think there's many with chances, including number 9, Aldo Manacci, number 6, Irish Rain. Now, Irish Rain has won 2 on the poly. I think she's coming back on the turf now. We'll see how she handles the turf. But even Gold Rock, Chiron could cause a big upset coming back to the turf as well. Just ignore that last run on the poly. And even horses like Gouda's Pride and Slabini, very, very open race, Nico. I think this is where we're going to have to load up in the exotics. I don't know if you studied, if there's anything that you like.
I'm not going to put anything down at the moment. I'm just going to say that it's work in progress, and we'll have more in the morning. But no, I'm going to go with your selections here: 7, 9, 6, and 12. Interesting because number 7, Coffee Break, your first selection is 20-1 currently on a Thursday night with the bookmakers. So that could be decently priced: 7, 9, 6, and 12. But as you heard from Nino, if you're looking for a field race, that could well be the one that you'd stick it in. The 6th race runs at 2. It's a merit-rated 72 handicap. It is a sprint up the straight, 1,200 meters. In the 6th race, number 3, Sing Girl. Sing has a compression mask. Tongue tie goes on the 7, Abayan. No blinkers and a tongue tie for number 11, Travel Master. And those are the changes for race number 6. Another big field here. 15, Raise the Red Lantern. Won a good race last time out. And you've tipped that to win again. In fact, you're quite confident that this will go all the way because you've tipped it as your best bet of the day.
Yeah, well, Nico, you know, I've tipped it as a best bet. There was others that I think are better bets on the card, but they're short in the betting. So I had to find one. And I think the way it won last time, I was very impressed. It was a very impressive win first time on the PE turf. And I think she'll do it again. She's well drawn with JP on board, and I think she's going to be the horse to beat. And I do believe that she'll follow up on the last win. After that, I think it becomes a trappy, and you've got to look at horses like Razor Red that only runs on the turf. This horse.
That's right. Yeah.
This, you know, and Single Sing. And maybe a bit with the blinkers on now, Travel Master. Those are the horses I think would give us something to think about. But I'm strong on Raise the Red Lantern to go back to back here.
Yeah, just completing that story about Travel Master. It's not got the blinkers on, but the tongue tie is on. So it keeps the tongue tie that it wore last time, and the blinkers are off Travel Master, but it only finished under 3 lengths behind Raise the Red Lantern, and you have tipped that for 4th. I tend to agree with you. I think it's got exactly the same draw that it had last time up the straight, exactly the same rider. drawn 17 as it was last time out. I think it was very impressive. We followed this horse in Joburg for a long, long time, and I think it'll do well again after winning on the debut in that province last time out. Okay, we're moving on to race 7. This will be the final leg of the bipot, the listed champion juvenile cup. It's for 2-year-olds over 1,400 meters. Changes in race 7. Number 4, Kaya's Hope, races with a compression mask on. Selection here is the Brett Crawford runner, Port Louis. Louis Mkotwa riding for the stable. And you've took this quite confidently too.
Yeah, I did. I think another one that's going to be very hard to beat. On the penultimate run beyond At My Command, I think she brings very strong form into this race. And the only horse, Nico, that I think could maybe give it a run is number 3, Forest Spy, who Gavin thought was good enough to go contest a feature race in Durban. Wasn't disgraced. 5 lengths behind Thunderstruck is not a not bad run at all. And in this kind of field, will definitely improve. And then horses like Share For Me that won a very good race over the course and distance, and then Double Destiny. But I think Port Louis will do it for us. I think it's going to be hard to beat.
Okay, Zasana, give me the green light, and he races out of the Brett Crawford stable. They are visiting. So it is the visiting horse, Port Louis, at even money, tipped to beat the local horse, Forest Spy, who could well improve. I know it's been gelded since that run at Scottsville that you mentioned behind Thunderstruck. He's been gelded, was gelded in June. So it's coming back first run after gelding, and it's got some good form against the stable companion, Cliff Top, as well as Ikoria. In fact, Cliff Top's from the Creerfjord, but the stable companion was Ikoria, the filly from the Gavin Smith stable. Okay, let's move on to the penultimate race, 3:30, just after 3:30, 28 minutes to 4 for a classified stakes over 1,400 meters. The changes in race 8. Let's have a quick look. Number 14, Rose of Bayou's Teak Gould's ride. No blinkers for number 7, Forward March. Compression mask on 11, Tamil Tiger. And there's the changes in race number 8. Now you've gone 5, Keeping the Peace to beat 12, Rosa Dorada, and then 1, Bat Out of Hell, and 8, Miss Venezuela. But this looks a tough one.
This is a nightmare, the last 2, Nico, but I'm sure when we do the study together with me, you, and the Ghost Rider, we'll find something. I think this is an impossible race, and I think there are so many horses here that could win. So a very tentative selection. She's well drawn. Horses that I do like are badly drawn. Better is drawn wide, so is Miss Venezuela. Rosa Dorada contested the feature, but won the penultimate run over course and distance quite easily. So she's got to have a chance, but a very trappy race, and I think we'll finalize our selections in the morning with this.
Yeah,
I think it's very, very open, and so is the last race.
Yeah, it is a nightmare. I was looking at this actually earlier. It is a nightmare of a race, and I think more study will go into it here, this 8th race of the day. But as you heard from Nino, he's going with number 5, Keeping the Peace. I just think it's a bit short for it. 1,400 meters. I'd prefer it over a little bit further, certainly on the turf. But you've gone for 12 and second. You've gone for Rosa Dorada, who is the 2-year-old filly, and then 1 and 8. But I think that race is another tough one, the final leg of the first jackpot. The 9th and last race off at 7 minutes past 4 is a fillies and mares 78 handicap, a sprint 1,000 meters. In race 9, number 13, Angel Debs is Yuze Ramzan's ride. Compression mask goes on number 2, Civil Rights, and also on number 15, After the Storm. Now, this is the horse I was talking about earlier. I quite fancied Civil Rights. I'm interested to see that you do too. Fanelo Zuma takes 4 kilos off the back of the daughter of Rafif, but she did run in the Milkwood Stakes last time out over the course and distance behind Glacier Gold, who is, if you threw Glacier Gold in this race, would trounce this field by many lengths. So I do like this horse, Civil Rights. You've tipped it 14 to 1.
Yeah, I can't believe 14 to 1. I've tipped it as a value bet because I really can't believe how this horse can start 14-1. She's run behind horses like Sound of Warning, Desert Miracle, Mariah, Auntie Lizzie, that's won again in Durban. And last time, as you rightfully say, 5 lengths behind Glacier Gold, I think was a brilliant run. And if Glacier Gold was running in this race, she'd probably be 5 to 10 in the betting. So a very trappy race, but I think at 14-1, this could offer some value to the punters. She's well drawn at 10, and she gets a 4 kilos off. She comes in with 56 on the back. So I think she could be a major player here. Obviously, Fedra has come right in PE. She's won the last 2 on the poly, but she did win a maiden on the turf. So she's probably the horse to beat. But wow, Nico, this is another race where we're going to have to do a lot more studying. I believe. I've been studying this last 2 races, and you know, I just think that there are so many with chances here that we're going to have to get together and discuss it. Obviously, I don't know about the right choice. I don't know if you can, maybe a bit sharp for right choice, you think?
Oh, geez, that horse cost me a lot of money, right choice. I don't know. I don't know whether it is. I mean, it's 1,000 meters. I don't recall it ever running over 1,000, but I wouldn't put it past it. You know, it's the type of horse that could pop up here. You know, we've been another horse that I've been for so many times and has been so disappointing that I wouldn't be surprised if it popped up for the Hollywood Syndicate.
Yeah, very trappy, Nico. This is a very, very difficult race. But I do like Civil Rights. I really do.
Well, I said that was as good as any, and 14-1, even though its last run looks a bit shady, no extra late, had the tongue tie on, but it gets the weight allowance of the apprentice up the straight, 1,000 meters. All he has to do is jump and go, surely. And Infanelo, if you're listening, or if any other fellow colleague of Infanelo Zuma is listening, tell Mr. Zuma, jump and go in the last, and just hang on for dear life.
Absolutely, just jump and point it in towards the winning post.
Yeah, point it in the direction of the bookmakers.
Yeah. You know what, Nico? I put my head on the block that this horse is not going to start 14-1 tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, not after you've tipped it as well. Just whilst we're speaking, I do want to remind people that are in the Johannesburg area that, I mean, this is fantastic. Kavi is a very good supporter of ours at Clocking the Gallop. He watches us all the time. And he said to me, come and taste my curry at Mantra Indian Cuisine and Waterfall on Friday night. So I'll be off there. But the best thing about it is that he's such a racing man that he's invited a few jockeys. I also chatted to Craig Zaki a couple of days ago and said to him, Craig, do you mind coming through? And you know, they've been very, very accommodating. So Gqeberha Matsanyani is going to be there. Nathan Klink's going to be there. Jeff Seist is going to be there. And Craig Zaki is going to be there. So it's going to be a nice little affair. We're going to enjoy some nice curry. We're going to talk about the Gold Cup card. There's no pretentious attitude whatsoever. So if you want to come and get close up in person with us from a Clocking the Gallop perspective, we'd love to see you. I think the tickets are about 185 Rand per person, but that includes a full buffet of Indian food, which I've always enjoyed. But finally, on that matter, we are, as Clocking the Gallop, hoping to form a relationship so that we can have more get-togethers with Clocking the Gallop people around the country in certain establishments. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that have got either coffee shops, restaurants that follow us, that will be more than happy to accommodate the 4 of us. The Ghost Rider might have to wear a sheet over his head.
Oh, yes.
No one knows who he is, but they'll be more than welcome to accommodate us in their various places around the country so that we can get close up in person. It was lovely seeing a lot of our supporters in Durban over the Durban July. So that's just an aside. That's going to be great fun tomorrow night.
Yeah, Nico, I'm sure it will. And I hope you can do something like that in Cape Town. And then me is a ghost rider in Cape Town. I believe he's in Cape Town somewhere.
Yes, he is somewhere in Cape Town. As I say, he's behind the mountain somewhere in a sheet.
In a sheet, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then we can keep up the good name of Clocking the Gallop and have an outing in Cape Town. There's a lot of nice curry places in Cape Town as well.
Yeah,
so
I'm sure there is. There's some beautiful places in Cape Town. But don't worry, the summer's coming to Cape Town. We'll be down in Cape Town soon. Okay, let's wrap it up by giving you Nino's bipod. It is very inexpensive. 18 Rand, Nino. 18 Rand, 4 bankers in the bipod. It's Mr. Simplistic Nino Podesta giving you his bipod, and then I'll run through the best bet and value bet. But do you want to run through it for us? Remember that being a 9-race card, the bipod starts in race 2.
Okay, I'm not confident in the first race. I'm putting in 5, 6, and 9. If people want to add, I can just advise them maybe McTavish or Jackson, Mississippi to put in. I'm confident in the second leg, banker number 6. Third leg, Phoenix. It's horse. I'm confident it will run in the first 2, but I think maybe that's where they could cover. Then in the fourth leg, I am going with number 1. I'm putting in Chiron. I'm putting in number 6, Irish Rain. Number 7, Copy Break. Number 9 is El Romaniaci. Number 10, Guru's Pride. And then I forgot to put number 11. I would like to put number 11 in as well, not to make the bridge. 11, the Lorda's Pride, and number 12, Gold Rock. So don't forget to add the 11 in there. And then I'm confident in the next 2. Banker Raise the Red Lantern and Banker Port Louis. So what I'm saying is that I would cover the first leg. I would maybe cover Phoenix, and please just add the Lorda's Pride in the fourth leg.
Okay, so that'll come to 21 Rand if you add a Lorda's Pride in there. And if you load up a little bit with Phoenix, or you put it, I would put Kiss of Life in there, Nina, who I know you've tipped
and
somewhere.
We don't.
And we don't. 1, 2, and 7 in that race. And and then that'll increase it to 3 by 21.
63.
63 Rand. Now that
which is still affordable.
Very affordable. Very affordable. 63. Well, look, if you added a couple of zeros, you'll come to some other people's perms that they give out. And just on that topic, before we go there, before we go to the best bet and value bet, we had an interesting comment, and I will reply to Hilton Witz, because Hilton's an astute player. He's a wealth of knowledge down in KwaZulu-Natal. He had a comment saying, why don't we join the rest of the podcast and the rest of these programs by showing people perms and putting up permutations and that. The long and short of it, Hilton, is that we're not in that game. We never ever profess to be in that game. We like talking up the races and telling people why we like horses. And we think that a lot of our viewing public appreciate that. We see these almighty perms and voluminous bets being taken left, right, and center. And I promise you what, I've seen in the past, and I've been around long enough to know that it's a never-ending pool of money that's spent, and it never ends. And I just don't think it serves any purpose whatsoever. So the long and short of it is, we'll keep it simple. We'll give you guidelines. But if you join up and subscribe to us on our subscription service via Clocking the Gallop Extra, we then are willing to dish out something, because that's where we'll put our money where our mouth is. So that's a quick comment in answer to a query that was raised by Hilton Witz, who I love debating with, and I love having honest, decent racing conversations with. But that's for another day. Let's go to the best bet. It's race 6, number 15, Raise the Red Lantern. I like this, Nino. I like the price 2 at 9 to 2. And I like your value bet too. So I'm endorsing both of those. The value bet, race 9, number 2, Civil Rights at 14 to 1. But before I let you go, tell us what your Gold Cup thoughts are. Now, you've looked at the whole card, okay? I just want you to pick 1 or 2 for all our Nino Podesta fans, of which you've gained a lot since you've been on for 2 years on this channel. if they had to follow Nino Podesta and said, anchor something or banker something or put this in your multiples or take a straight bet, what are one or two horses on the Gold Cup Gravel card that you can tell your friends?
Nico, a banker in the bipods or in the...
Anyway, it can be any one of the races on Saturday.
I think Gobsmacked is a good thing. I think the one after that, if you just go, I forget the name. Gobsmacked, what's that horse in the third race?
Okay, well, I'm going to go to it now, but I thought...
Just go quickly there.
Okay. So you're going for Gobsmacked as one of your bets of the day. Is that right?
Yes.
So
correct.
Gobsmacked is race 2, number 6 for Johan and Keegan DeMella. And which one in race 3? The Mkamazi Stakes.
Just name me, who's the favorite?
Is it not... well, there's Captain Bombshell in the race. There's Ridge Runner in the race without...
No, Mercantor. Sorry, I heard Mercantor.
Mercantor.
So it's Gobsmacked, Mercantor, and Captain's Ransom. There's three. There's the treble for the guy.
Okay. So that is race 2, number 6, Gobsmacked. Race 3, number 5, Mercantor. And then Captain's Ransom to make amends in the Mercury Sprint. That's race 6, number 3. I know there's a lot of doubting Thomases about Captain's Ransom, but she's out to prove a point, isn't she? And
yeah, definitely.
Great to see her.
Just ignore that.
She didn't run well. You know, she didn't run well. There are all sorts of excuses. There's fireworks galore, and there's the fact that the lights came on, and that the same thing happened the previous year, that when the lights came on, she didn't run a good race. She's just too good. And the ratings say that. And yeah, we'll wait to find out what happens with Captain's Ransom. So that's Nino's 3 top bets of the day for Saturday. Nino, look forward to chatting to you over the next 4 days, because we're going to be doing that daily. We're going to be dishing out these selections, and we'll be giving our opinions as well. Thanks very much for joining us on Clock in the Gallop again tonight. Have a good Thursday night and wake up bright and breezy tomorrow to tackle that Fairview card again.
Yeah, Nico, thank you very much, and can't wait to have that conversation with you. Can I just end on a note and say, if people don't get on, I would pay 250 Rand just to get the Saturday selection, because hasn't the Ghost Rider just been absolutely incredible in the last 3 days?
Now you're talking. I didn't mention him. You brought it up, but I did bring it up. I mean, his last 3 meetings on Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday yesterday have been superb. He's called PAs. He's called quartets. If you followed his numbers, I'm not saying that he tipped the quartet, but I'm just saying if you followed his numbers, you would have been in the pound seat. But the fact that he's tipped 13 winners in 3 days or so is great testament to the fact that here's a man, you and I have known him a long time, that eats, sleeps, drinks, dreams horse racing.
Nico, I don't want to get into it, but I've known the Ghost Rider for a very long time, as you know, and he thinks the way I do. That's why I can't wait to do this PE card. Let me tell you something. He knows a lot about PE racing as well. And as he will tell you, if you speak to him, we've been playing PE for 45 years together.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah. You go back a long way. Great stuff, Nino. Wonderful chatting to you. Have a great... Yeah.
He's one of the few that I respect with the knowledge of horses. One of the very few.
Great stuff. Nino Podesta, thank you so much. Enjoy your Thursday night, and love to your lovely wife, and take it easy. We'll speak to you tomorrow.
Thank you, Nico.